Hi everyone, I'm Abby Tyler. Today I'm going to be reading chapter 5 from my book Runaway, Cove. It's a book about a runaway bride who ends up in a small coastal town. The first 4 chapters that we read were all from different points of view, but today we get to return to Cricket, and I know you're anxious to get back to her story and why she ran away from her own wedding, and it's really a great story. And if you are new to this and you're seeing, chapter 5, just go find the playlist and start back at chapter 1. I will be reading the entire book here on YouTube. If not, or if you're in a hurry to read the rest of the story, it is available on all retailers' ads as well. So here we go with chapter 5 of Runaway Cove, and we're back with Cricket. Cricket sat in the passenger seat of Miranda's Suburban, her head spinning with everything that had happened that day. She'd started out with a stylist, gotten dressed, photographed, and led down the aisle by one of Daniel's uncles. And now she was riding to an unknown cottage in an unfamiliar town, newly hired by yet another coffee shop, and starting over. Miranda had dropped her children off at their house with stern warnings not to answer the door and to wait for her to come home with pizza. They'd been very excited about the pizza. "I don't even know how to thank you," she said. "I didn't do all that much," Miranda said. "You got that job all on your own. But you organized it. I think that was my impetuous daughter. She's great." "She is." Miranda clutched the wheel. "I'm not sure how long you'll be able to stay in the cottage. My husband, my ex-husband, has listed it on 2 rental sites, but there's a process, and I'm not sure how long it will take to get approved and actually be booked." "It's great for however long it lasts. I'll save everything I can from the job and figure things out." She hesitated, then carefully added, "I've had to start over before. I left home at 18. That's when I first worked in a coffee shop." Miranda nodded and asked no more questions. "You want to call about that rental car?" "Oh, right." At a stop sign, Miranda unlocked her phone and passed it to Cricket. "If you need to call anyone else to let them know you're safe, you can do that." Should she? Call Daniel? Probably, but not from Miranda's phone. She couldn't have him calling this kind woman back or causing her any trouble. Maybe from a landline or possibly a library. Could you still *69 to hide your caller ID? She didn't want Daniel to know where she was. Maybe later. Maybe she'd even let him fetch her and she could pack her things. Maybe when the cottage wasn't available anymore. The thoughts made her head hurt. She looked up the number of the rental car place. It was after hours, so she left a message with the location of the car and that it had run out of gas. Then she stared at the screen. "Do you have a mom, a dad?" Miranda asked. "I don't mean to pry, but sometimes it helps to run ideas past a stranger." Cricket set the phone on her lap. "My dad was never in the picture. I left my mom on purpose as soon as I could." For a moment, the dark memories tried to intrude, but she was good at forcing them aside. "I won't call her, not ever." "No aunts or uncles, grandparents?" "My grandmother was wonderful. I knew her when I was little, but I don't know if she's alive. Or her mother, for that matter. She had definitely not sent her one of the expensive silver-foiled wedding invitations with the RSVP cards, double envelopes, and a printed vellum insert with their wedding slogan, 'In all things there is hope and love.' She was fresh out of both. No, that wasn't true. The rental car had run out of gas in exactly the right spot to encounter Miranda and her kids, to pull her out of the water, to find her a job, and now even a place to live until she figured things out. She didn't need any more proof than this that she had done the right thing. The universe was on her side. They turned off the highway onto a small road lined with pretty white houses all in a row, the old-fashioned street lamps popping on as dusk fell. They were lovely. She'd had nice things this last year. Her and Daniel's apartment was in a fancy high-rise in downtown Chicago. Their furniture was white with red and black accents, put together by his mother's favorite interior designer. They'd had this wild closet, bigger than the room she'd shared with all the college students in Notre Dame. It had a mechanized rack that rotated her clothes and a set of boxed-in shelves, each cubby perfectly sized to hold one pair of shoes. When they first moved there, her things had been only a smattering of objects in the big space. Daniel had slowly filled it with dresses and heels, purses and scarves. He'd helped her choose her signature fragrance, even though the one he paid for in the end hadn't been the one she liked best. She wondered if she had sniffed that other woman, the one who'd showed up to object to their wedding, if that would be her scent. Block it out. That was Cricket's signature move. Create perfectly sized compartments like the shoe cubbies. Look away. Miranda pulled up to the dark cottage. "I don't want to be weird or speak ill of you," she said, putting the Suburban in park. "But please don't trash it or steal anything and run. It would make life very difficult for me." "I won't. I'm grateful." "I'm afraid it's a good walk to the coffee shop from here, but I don't think I can commit to picking you up so early to take you." "I can walk. I'll be fine." "You can keep the clothes. Should I bring you something else?" "No, I'll get some tip money tomorrow. I'll find somewhere to buy a few things." "Try the tourist shop 2 doors down from Vicky's. Amelia owns it. She's got a clearance section in the back. When she gets down to only 1 or 2 left of something, she moves it back there. There are t-shirts and shorts. I think she has some tennis shoes even." "That sounds perfect. Thank you." "Tell her you work at Vicky's. She'll discount it some more." "I will." Miranda opened her door, and the two of them walked up the sidewalk to the tiny porch. She fished out a single key from her pocket and unlocked the deadbolt. "I'll make sure the fridge is on and the water isn't off." The cottage was stuffy and warm. Miranda opened several windows, letting the breeze ruffle the lace curtains. Cricket flipped on the light. The place was small and cozy, with bright blue furniture and colorful abstract paintings. The kitchen was tiny, with 2 small counters, a mini dishwasher, sink, fridge, and stove. Miranda ran the water. Perfect. She opened the fridge. Oh, good, he left it on. She wrinkled her nose at the condiments in the door. He shouldn't have left those. "I can handle them." Miranda closed the door. "I'm not sure when the trash comes, so pay attention to when the neighbors put out their cans. If I find out that the place is listed and booked, I'll stop by Vicky's to let you know. Then we can figure out the next steps. If you end up leaving town, just give the key to Vicky." They faced each other in the bright light of the kitchen. "Thank you," Cricket said. "If I had a mother like you, I might have been all right." Miranda's eyes teared up. "That's nice. I'll check in on you. Vicky comes across as a little gruff, but she's a real softie. You're in good hands." "Good to know. Thank you." Miranda set the key on the counter. "Good luck, Cricket. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here." When she was gone, Cricket sat on the blue sofa. She realized they'd left her wedding dress in the back of Miranda's car, but that was fine. She didn't need it, and it was too ruined to sell. She didn't even have the pricey diamond Daniel had given to her. It was tied to the pillow his nephew had been holding as the wedding party entered the church. But she had a job, and unless Vicky did something unusual, she'd earn a modest amount of cash tips tomorrow to buy a few small things. And her next phase would begin. That was Chapter 5 of Runaway Cove. I hope you've enjoyed it. All the retailers have the book currently if you want to keep going or find this playlist, and I'll be reading the entire book here on YouTube. Thank you.